Hello and welcome to Abraham Hicks Explained. I know when you clicked on this video, you probably thought this was going to be a straightforward Abraham Hicks video, but this is going to be even better because this is a new series that I've created called Abraham Hicks Explained. In this new series, I'm going to go over all of the Abraham topics and seminars and explain them to you in a way that is super easy to understand. So the first topic we're going to get to is the key to effortless manifestation. So the first thing that Abraham wants you to acknowledge is that there is a vortex of creation, and you are the center of your own vortex of creation. So what does this mean? What is the vortex of creation? The vortex of creation is the energy that you manifest from. And depending on where you are energetically, will determine what you manifest into your life. And a really easy way to describe this is to look at what you're currently manifesting in your life right now. Are you manifesting abundance into your life right now, or are you manifesting a lack of abundance into your life right now? Because if you're manifesting from a place of abundance, then you're manifesting from a place of pure positivity, happiness, and joy. But if you're manifesting from a place of lack of abundance, where your bills are piling up and all you're doing is thinking negatively, then that is currently where your vortex of creation is. Your vortex of creation is in a lack state, not an abundance state. When your vortex is in a lack state, you can't create abundance. And so, a good way to think about it is if you're trying to manifest love into your life, but you don't love yourself, how can you attract love from somebody else? You first have to be the love that you want if you want to attract the love that you want. So, the first thing Abraham really wants you to do is tune into the feeling of happiness, tune into the feeling of joy, of pure positivity. Because if you can't tune into the feelings of happiness, positivity, and joy, how are you going to attract those things into your life? So, when you're struggling, when you need answers, this is a feeling of not being in the vortex. And when you are not in the vortex, you're not going to get the answers that you really need or the answers that you really want. The only way to get into the vortex is to change your point of attraction. That is the only way to get into the vortex. And how do you change your point of attraction? By being the happiness that you want or by being the love that you want. So think about it like this. You're trying to attract a soulmate, but because of your past relationships, these have left you kind of cold and bitter, maybe even a little bit mean. So in your vortex, you're currently sending out that energy, but you want to attract a whole different energy into your life. But if you're sending out a cold, bitter energy, how do you expect to attract a warm, loving energy when the energy that you're sending out is the exact opposite? In the energy world, you get what you give and you attract what you send out. If you don't like what you're receiving, it's time to get really honest with yourself and look at what you're sending out into the universe and what you might need to change if you want to attract something different. So another thing Abraham talks about is being selfish. And when she talks about being selfish, what she really means is putting yourself first and putting how you feel first because your feeling is the most important. And putting yourself first means feeling good, feeling positive. And when you get those feelings of happiness, positivity, and joy, that's who you really are. You are not the material things that your ego mind wants you to think you are. And I would encourage you to let go of wanting this or wanting that and comparing yourself to other people. You are you, and there is no one else on the planet like you. So don't compare yourself to anyone. So let go of all of the wanting that the ego mind wants you to have and just get back to the feelings of pure positivity and joy because that's abundance. That's when you can manifest anything that you want. When you come from a place of happiness and joy, abundance will flow to you so freely. So, what are the things in your life right now that bring you happiness, positivity, and joy? Because when you decide to take control of your life through happiness and positivity, you will be surprised how fast your life is going to change. Deliberate alignment is when you deliberately take control of your feelings and emotions and you turn those feelings and emotions towards positivity and happiness. The people who saw you struggling will now see you thriving. And they might even ask you, hey, what do you know that I don't know? And the only thing you're going to be able to tell them is, I figured out my relationship with me. Or I figured out how to be happy, and that's what I focus on. I do not focus on the negative. I only focus on the positive. And every single day, I choose to focus on happiness, positivity, and joy. I am now a deliberate creator, and I create from a place of joy. And when you create from a place of joy, you will attract more joy. And as a deliberate creator, I guide every thought and feeling and emotion to align with happiness, positivity, and joy. I no longer create by default. I speak and act from my vortex. And when I'm not in my vortex, I do not speak or act. So, again, your vortex is a state of being. And like I said before, you cannot manifest abundance when you're coming from a place of lack and negativity. It can't happen. Source energy is pure positive energy. So if you want to manifest the things that you want into your life, you have to be pure positive energy, source energy. So even though you can't hear the vortex or see the vortex, when you get in the vicinity of the vortex, you feel the vortex. And like I said before, the feeling of the vortex is pure positivity, happiness, and joy. And when you're not in the vortex, you will feel a lack of these things, a lack of happiness, a lack of joy. That's how you know when you're not in the vortex. When you're feeling the lack of happiness and joy, and you really, really want to get into the vortex, the only way to get into the vortex is to find something that really, truly makes you happy and just focus in on that joy and that happiness that that thing really brings you. That is the only way to get back into the vortex of creation. So, what is the key to effortless manifestation? The key to effortless manifestation is manifesting from inside the vortex. And what is the vortex? The vortex is pure positivity, it's pure happiness and pure joy, pure unconditional love. And if you're not manifesting from that place of pure positivity, you're not going to manifest those things that you really want in your life. If you want to manifest positive things into your life, you first have to be the positive that you want. Once you are the positivity, then you will be able to attract more positivity. So, the first thing you want to do is look at the things that you're manifesting in your life. Are you manifesting abundance into your life, or are you manifesting a lack of abundance in your life? If you're manifesting a lack of abundance, you need to be super honest with yourself and change this. And if you want to change it, the only way to do it is to get happy or to find something that makes you happy and something that brings you joy. Stop focusing on the things that stress you out, like your bills or your job, because the more you focus on those things and the more you stress yourself out, the more you are going to attract those things into your life. The more you are going to attract things to stress out about. So if your dog puts a smile on your face, focus on your dog and leave the bills behind. The next thing we're going to talk about is resistance. And basically, what resistance is when you put negativity on what you're trying to manifest. You create resistance. When you ask for something, it is given, but it is given to your energy body, not your physical body. Your physical body then has to align with your energy body to receive with what you're manifesting. But the only way that your physical body can align with your energy body is with pure positivity, with happiness, with joy. That's how you can align with what you're manifesting. The way your physical body lines up with what you're manifesting is you don't put resistance around it with negativity. When you put negative thoughts like, oh, I'm not going to get this, or people like me don't deserve these things, then you're never going to get it. That's resistance. Don't put resistance or negativity there. You have to be the happiness and the joy that you want if you want to attract those things into your life. So lastly, we're going to finish up with a manifestation exercise. And this is a really simple exercise that will help you get into the vortex. So every morning, before you turn the TV on, before you look at your cell phone or social media, what I want you to do is I want you to think of something that really brings you joy. And if you've watched any of my other videos and you've seen some of my journey, you'll know that when I started a while ago, the only thing that brought me joy was my dog. And so I would wake up every single morning and just think of my dog. And seeing her big goofy face always brings me so much joy and happiness. So every morning I would wake up and do a meditation, and I would see my big goofy dog and all of her unconditional love. And I know that anytime I'm having a bad day, I can always come home and that dog, my dog, is there always with so much unconditional love. So when I meditate, that's what I think about, that unconditional love that I always get from my dog that never changes. So pick something that really makes you happy and feeling so super positive. Then, if anything happens throughout your day that pulls you out of the vortex, that would be anything that makes you feel angry or upset or anything other than happiness or joy and positivity. Take a couple moments and really think of that thing that you chose. Like for me, it was my dog. So if I found myself getting out of the vortex, I would take a couple moments and center myself just by taking a couple deep breaths and thinking about my big, goofy dog that has all this unconditional love for me no matter what. And thinking about that joy just brings me very quickly back into the vortex, and I can just let go of all the other stuff that's going on. It's a really really important to not let negative thoughts gain momentum. Because once those negative thoughts gain momentum and they're going down the hill, it's really hard to turn that car around and get it going the other direction. Then, lastly, at the end of every night, right before you're going to go to sleep, think of that really positive thing again. And the goal with doing it at the end of the night is so that when you wake up in the morning, the first thing that you're thinking about is that positivity and that joy, so that you just wake up every single morning right in the vortex. So I hope you enjoyed my very first episode of Abraham Hicks Explained. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to share it with someone else who will also enjoy it. And if you're new to my channel, subscribe and hit the little bell icon to get notified when I upload new videos. Until next time, bye!